crois que le peuple va prendre le pouvoir de toute façon. Je crois que le peuple, qui est la majorité, a le droit au pouvoir. Il faut plutôt demander à l'oligarchie comment est-ce qu'elle va donner le pouvoir. Si elle va le donner d'une façon pacifique, je crois que nous allons le prendre d'une façon pacifique. Mais s'il ne va pas le lâcher, s'il ne va pas le donner d'une façon que violente, alors nous allons le prendre d'une façon violente.
Arrecho con tanta huepuerca preguntadera, que qué color tiene mi bandera, que si yo soy godo soy liberal. Me tienen berraco con tanta huepuerca averiguadera, que si soy heleno de pelo siquiera, apoyo a las sauces o soy de las car. Me tienen mamao con tanta huepuerca interrogadera, que si yo a la tropa le abro las cercas y le doy el agua de mi manantial. Si soy comunista de anapo de izquierda o de la derecha, que es imperialista, que joda recha, resulta querer vivir uno en paz. Yo soy campesino, trabajador, pobre y muy honrado. Vivía muy alegre, pero me tienen embejucado. Yo soy campesino, trabajador, pobre y muy honrado. Vivía muy alegre, pero me tienen embejucado.
Hello everybody, this video is about the history of armed conflict in Colombia. Colombia had a problem of political conflict that gave rise of the armed conflict dating from the second half of the 20th century, and the Colombian states has gone through a long process of the talks, programs and agreement to define the new page in the national among this process. Can recall the intervention in 1986 and 1990 with the government of the President Virgilio Barco in 1990 to 1994 with the government of President Cesar Gaviria in the 1998 to 2002. When the last formal dialogue with Andrés Pastrana took place, and it was finally on September 4, 2012, which the resumed negotiation with the FARC in the period of the current President Juan Manuel Santos.
In 1946, the Conservative Party came to power when Mariano Ospina won the elections. He wanted to avoid violence. He distributed seats to his opponents, but when he failed to do so in all regions, dispute increased. Little by little, abuse of power and the purchase of arms by the liberals began to anticipate a confrontation. Violence erupted in 1948 with the assassination of Calan. His followers provoked riots throughout the country. In Bogota, from different stations vociferated, "Let's make the revolution!" But there was no revolution, only violence. The villages became great liberal guerrillas, formed and conservative armies that equally displaced the families of their lands. Clouds had ended the life of more than 300,000 people when General Rojas Pinilla gave his coup it in 1953.
Rojas decreed a general amnesty where the majority gave up arms. As he became a charismatic leader, began to distance himself from the traditional parties. The solution of Rojas was to close team. The army surely did not stop the criticism, the protests, the low price of coffee, the opposition of the parties, and the industrialists, like dictatorship to its end. But How they govern the country without facing the control of bureaucracy? The National Front was the answer. Traditional parties were distributed the position and they alternated the president during 16 years. And although the bipartisan violence diminished, did it not end the conflicts.
Between 1964 and 1974, the guerrillas of the FARC, the ELN, and the M-19 were formed. These groups fought influenced by the socialism against the injustice, the political exclusion, and by the domination of the lands. At first, the guerrilla did not have military capacity, but everything changed when Coca allowed to finance fearsome armies that intimidated the rich and poor, who could pay a paltry what fought to finance the revolution. In 1982, Belisario Betancourt began negotiations with the guerrillas, but while talking about peace, the FARC quieted their fronts with extortion and coca, and the paramilitary support by mafiosi and military assassinated left politicians. Then the government staged a war against gunpowder of the conflict, the drug trafficking. The response of Medellin cartel was to intimidate the civilian population with bombs, murder and kidnappings, and so the decades of the 80s and 90s were marked by the terror. In 2010, Juan Manuel Santos is elected president and shortly after assuming the presidential mandate in 2012, Santos began to approach with the guerrillas of the FARC to carry out dialogues that allowed to know both positions and reach agreements to terminate a conflict which have led Colombia to leave a large number of victims. The recruitment of children and adolescents into the armed camps, the forced displacement of the population, the dispossession of lands, kidnappings that robbed freedom and personal integrity, dissipating, murder, anti-personnel mines, narco-trafficking, extortion, torture, massacres, threat, physical, psychological, sexual abuse, destruction of families, among many other consequences that the only thing they have left is the violation of the human rights of both actors and social outcomes such as corruption, poverty and violence, as well as a country without economic and social development. So peace has been the banner of its two government mandates, especially the current one, seeking with this agreement, seek in Havana the termination of more than 50 years of armed conflict and try to seek the beginning of the stable and lasting peace for the country.
For this reason, for more than 6 years the national government has been advancing in the negotiation with the FARC Revolutionary Armed Group, which has been successfully achieved by other countries such as Venezuela, Cuba, Chile, and Norway. In Cuba, with the final agreements proposing solutions to various problems. The peace accords signed between Havana and Cuba between the Colombian state and the FARC are the result of the 6 year process of negotiation under the current government, which determined in the second term on the seek and negotiate pace with this guerrilla. Okay people, this is the end. This is video we wanted to show a summary of the history of the conflict in Colombia. Thank you very much and until the next. See you later. Thanks.